to the next point.
Towards
We should ensure
us.
whatever we say is clear.
That means work is being done. We can see that it is in opposite direction.
Hi learners, it's another beautiful opportunity to be with you, and I'm glad you're here with us to learn. Today we're going to be considering a topic, word processing. It's going to be a continuation of our last class on computer studies. That is the subject. In our previous lesson, we cited an introduction on word processing. And we're able to describe or explain what word processing is. We saw word processing as what? An activity that involves creating, editing, formatting, saving, and printing what? Documents. And we eventually also saw what we call the word processor itself. We said a word processor is a software, is an application that enables us to perform word processing. And we gave examples, Microsoft Word, WordStar, and so on and so forth. Then we basically took into consideration the word processor in the Microsoft Office. We said it's one of the most popular word processor that is being used all around the world. Yes, Microsoft Office, and we're considering Microsoft Word, and we're able to see we explained some of the constituents or what constitute a word processor. We saw the formatting tool, we saw the checking of spellings, we saw a lot of attributes that has to do with the word processor. And today we'll be considering the word processing environment as a part of word processing. The word processing environment is the environment where we can process documents. Just like you use your pencil or your biro to write on papers, on books, when you make mistakes, you're able to erase, you're able to do one correction or the other to make sure that your written work or written documents are well presented. In the same light, we also would see how the computer helps us do that. And you would agree with me that the computer is more faster, more reliable, and looking more presentable compared to what you can do with your hands. So my learners at home, I urge you to follow me carefully and understand this so that by the end of the day, you would be able to operate a word processor. Considering the exams, especially the WIET questions this year, I saw a lot of things that sprang up from the topic we are considering today. So it's prominent, or it's so important that you listen to me and you learn. So we're going to be seeing the word environment, the word processing environment. Just like I said, we're using the Microsoft Word Office. Microsoft Word from the Microsoft Office as a typical example. Then we would be considering in the Microsoft processing environment, we'll be seeing features like the menu bar, we have the title bar, we have the toolbar, we have the ruler, we have the text, that's the work area, and we have the scroll bars, and we also have the status bar. So we'll be seeing each of this very feature, and we're going to see how they work. So in the next time you are meeting a word processor, you would be able to say, yes, this is what this does, and you can practically do a little or even more using a word processor. This is a typical word processing environment, the Microsoft Office, Microsoft Word processing environment. You can see how it looks. I believe this rings a bell to you. You've seen this somewhere. Yeah, they come in different forms. We have different Office Word, as you know, a lot of operating system, starting from the DOS and coming down to the Ubuntu, coming down to the Microsoft Office, the Windows 10, Windows 8, we have the Windows 7, we have Windows Vista, we had Windows XP, and all of this operating system were coming stage by stage, and others are actually taking over. And in most cases, you would see people using the Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows Vista, and the likes of them. And some of those old Windows are not actually in use. In like manners, word processors, that is word processing softwares like the Microsoft, are also getting better with with a similar format of arrangement, but we have them, there's a little change, and it's making the software developers are making these very softwares or application more easier for you and me to use. But this is of most recent. This is a Windows. This is what the open page or the start page of the word processing environment. We can see it. So we're going to discuss all of these features, everything you're seeing from top to bottom, to see what they stand for and how we can use them. To set the ball rolling, we're going to start with the title bar. The title bar, of course, you agree with me, even if you're writing a letter or a textbook or any book, you start with the title. Whatsoever document, it carries what? The title of the document you intend to present to anybody who is what? Listening to you or you are submitting it to. So the title bar is the topmost part. This is located at the top, at the top of every window. So every Word document, every window, every Microsoft Word, you discover that your title bar is on top. It displays the name of the current document and the name of the application package. When you're giving me a letter, you're directing it to somebody, either to a commissioner or either to a friend or to a mother or whatsoever. It could be a letter of this or that. That's what we refer to as what? The title. So the title of what your document is at the top. Is at the top. The first line for this very example for my viewers at home is stated what? Document 1. Document 1. Except otherwise, the Word document would store this as document 1. Then after typing your information, if you want to edit the name, if it's a document you're writing for maybe a company, you say so and so company or so and so school. So you edit it so when you come to check it thereafter, you can remember the name easily because you've attached something you can remember very fast. So but for this, it's stated what? Document 1 at the title bar. Secondly, we have the menu bar. The menu bar is generally found directly below the title bar. The menu bar displays the main options. The menu helps us to select operations, to give instructions that will be performed on the document. It begins with the word file, and it continues with edit, and view, insert, format, tools, table, windows, and the help. Point with your mouse to a menu option and click the left mouse button to open to a drop-down menu. Each menu consists of what? A list of commands to accomplish tasks. For example, we have the file menu consists of new command, open command, save command, save as command, print command, etc. So this is a typical example for my viewers at home. You can see what a menu bar looks like. The menu bar, we said, is the next step you made after the title bar. The menu bar consists of what? Menus, different menus. Just so when you remember what the menu is, when you go food menu, when you go to any hotel, you're being given a menu, right? To pick which of the dishes you want. So in this case, this is also like what the word processor is dishing us with a lot of menu that you and I can use to edit our document. We have the home, we have the file, which is number 1, and most of this menu bar have what? A drop down button. Some of them, especially the file, when you click, it has a lot of options. We have the save, we have the save as, and so many options you can explore. We also have the home menu. We have the insert menu when you want to insert certain things into your document, like shapes and so on. We have the designs. It enables you to make a lot of designs. We also have the page layout. We have the references. We have the mailings, the review, and the view. All these are menus that consist of so many other functionality you can perform on your document. We have the toolbar. The toolbars provide shortcuts to menu commands. Toolbars are generally located just below the menu bar. There are many types of tools. For example, the standard toolbars consist of the save icon. The formatting toolbars consist of bold, italic, underline, etc. The toolbars can be shown or hidden. So we can see from our diagram here, my viewers at home, this is the toolbar. It's directed there, it's positioned, the arrow there is pointing at the toolbar. So we said the toolbars, just like a carpenter, just like a mechanic, he or she can do little or nothing at the place of work except they have their tools that they could work with. In the same manner, for the computer, we have what we call the toolbars. The toolbars mostly comes as shortcuts. They are shortcuts that enables you to perform special and specific functions. They are shortcuts that we can pick without having to go through the menu all through. Like we have the bold under the formatting. When you're formatting a document, we have the bold shortcut. We have the italic. We have the underline. And so on. You can see them so much here. We have the body, the font size, the font type, and so on. And likewise, when you click any of this menu, it brings you the tools that are categorized under the menu. When you go under for instance, the design, or you go under the insert, you see different shapes, the oval shapes, the straight line, the triangular shapes, and every shape you can call that would enable you to draw every diagram you need to draw on your Word document. So the toolbox or the toolbars are very important. They help us to actually navigate very fast and to perform certain functions very easily and in good time. We have what we call the ruler. For every student, you would agree with me that you have what you call the ruler. You use in ruling line, right? Drawing margins on your books. For every senior secondary student or every student, your teacher would always tell you, peradventure your book doesn't have a margin. You must draw a margin. I remember my secondary school teacher always telling me that once you buy a notebook that doesn't have a margin and you write any note without a margin, he will punish you for that and you have to tear it out. Likewise, it's so important in the computer system, we have what we call a margin. The margin helps you it arranges your work, it makes your work very nice, more coordinated than when you don't have a margin. So the computer system or the Word document also have what we call a ruler that enables us to rule line, to adjust, to align our work together. The ruler is found below the main toolbars at the left side of the work area. It is just like the graduated ruler we see around. The ruler is used to set margins or to know the location of the cursor in the document. It helps in placing objects at the desired location. So for my viewers, you can see the arrows is pointing at the ruler. The ruler is found immediately under the toolbar. We get the ruler that is going straight. Then we also have another one by what? Our left hand side, that is also helping us what? To coordinate our writings, to make sure that our margins are well positioned and our writings or our documents or our typed work are not scattered but well coordinated. That is what the ruler does. Then we have the text or the work area. Just below the ruler is the large area called the text area. Documents are typed in the text area. The blinking vertical line in the text area is the cursor, which marks the insertion point. This is the work area. This is our work area. This is where you type. This is where you import pictures. This is where you draw shapes. This is where you draw everything you hope to do with your word processor. The text area is, will I say, is the drawing board for every student. Just like you have a drawing board, is a place where you draw and you express yourself, either in writing or in drawing one diagram or the other. So our text area, we type every document on our text area. You don't type it behind the ruler or under the ruler, but in our text area. And you import any picture, any shape you hope to import in the text area. And you could see the black line there. That is the cursor, pointing where you can start your typing. Where your cursor is blinking is the position you can type. When you move, you cannot move anywhere outside, or you cannot type anywhere your cursor is not blinking. So take note of that. Wherever you keep your cursor is where it begins typing. So let's take note of that. And the text area, it's the most or very, very important part for us to type our documents. We also have the scroll bars. These are vertical and horizontal bars. The vertical bars are used to move through the document page by page, whereas the horizontal bars are used to move through the document backwardly or forwardly. We'll be considering the scroll bar. The scroll bar, as we can see, is what is located by our right hand side, and we also have it under for some of the word packages that enables us to move forward and backward. The one by the right hand side enables you to move upward and you can come down. So after typing documents and you want to check what and what is missing, what and what is okay, and you in your editing process, you use your scroll bar to move upward to correct and also to come downward to also check and go and position your cursor where you hope to continue your typing, or where you hope to continue or to insert any image you intend to insert. We have what we refer to as the status bar. The status bar, this displays the page number, the current page, the different ways you can view the documents, as well as the total number of pages. This is the last row, on the Microsoft Word processor. And it consists of the number of pages. It enables you to know which of the pages. For instance, if you're having a document of 20 pages, you're able to know whether you're on page 15 or you're on page 10 or so on and so forth. And it also enables you to know where your cursor is and where you can continue working. Then we said it also carries the format, how your workings would look like, your projection, the presentation, where you type. And I told you we have a little line here that has a plus and a negative sign, and it has a row or a pin here you can increase. It starts from 1 to like 100% thereabout. Added more, it helps you to increase the size of your documents and put them in different shapes. So that is what the status bar contains, and it's also a very important feature of the word processing environment that enables us to do our word processing more efficiently. So with this, we've actually come to the end of this topic. So would continue, or I would give a summary of what we have learned from the onset. We started by defining what's word processing, and we saw coming back to word processing environment, we're discussing the features, and we saw that we have features that consist of, we have the title bar, we have the menu bar, we also have the toolbar, we have the ruler, we have the slide rule, that is the one we place by the right, and we discussed all of their functionalities, and we saw how efficient and how important they are for us to have a good word processing. And learners, I emphasize that you take note of every of their functionality, so it will help you in subsequent classes. We hope to actually put all of these things we have learned into action. So we'll be able to type documents, and we can use our rulers, which is a feature to adjust. We can use our formatting tools, that is the toolbox that has to do with the italize, to bold, to underline, and so on. The menu bar, and we can navigate all through these features and work on documents and bring out what we would be able to bring out as a good document that is presentable for everyone to read and is also satisfactory to you as the person typing. And God giving us time would actually venture into some questions that are related to that to enable us answer it very well and to understand this very package. So if you have a computer system in your house, you have any laptop, in fact, even in your phones, you have some of these word processors. Try to play around with everything I've said from the beginning, and you should take note of them and work with them. And by so doing, when you practice what I've learned in our subsequent class, you'll be able to do more. So I will leave you with this assignment to work on. Then subsequently, I would hear from you. If you have any challenge, you could also reach me. The assignment goes thus. Number 1, list the basic 7 features of a Microsoft Word processing environment. Number 2, give the functions of 5 features of the Microsoft Word processing environment. I come again. Number 1, list the basic 7 features of Microsoft Word processing environment. Number 2, give the functions of 5 features of the Microsoft Word environment. So after that, you could also have a reference. You could take reference to see more on this very topic going through these textbooks. We have the HIIT PLC Computer Studies for Senior Secondary Education. We have the Advanced Computer Science for Senior Secondary Schools. And I would always tell you, Google is your friend. You could always Google all of these informations and get more and more informations. After your assignment or for any other question, you can reach me on 080-364-20271. 080-364-20271. I remain myself, Ezekiel Abrak Anthony. Stay safe and keep learning. God bless you. Thank you.